BJP's parliamentary board has been announced. There are new faces that have been roped in. Mr. Yediyurappa is also part of that list. That's the breaking news that we are getting at this point in time, that the new parliamentary board, BJP parliamentary board, has been announced. There are new members that have been made a part of this parliamentary board, and Mr. Yediyurappa from Karnataka is also a part of the list. This gains importance in the sense that you have the Karnataka state elections which are scheduled to happen in the next 1 year, and of course Karnataka is one state that BJP or any other political party will very, very keenly eye. Maria Shakil with us on the broadcast. Maria, what does this inclusion signify?
Yes, so when you look at BS Yediyurappa, he becomes an important player there, and Sarbananda Sonowal are now members of the new parliamentary board. Because, the fact that the parliamentary board has been reconstituted, that has been one of the long pending demands as well. The fact that it is Iqbal Singh Lalpura who finds a place, Srimati Sudha Yadav finds a place, BS Santosh, of course, is there, Shri Satyanarayan Jatiya. These are completely new faces that have been included. There are several, exclusion as well. Likes of Nitin Gadkari being dropped, and Shivraj Singh Chouhan being dropped, and even several. There was this anticipation that if Yogi Adityanath will find a place, but it looks like that the BJP has gone for a completely new face, and several new faces, much of which comes as a big surprise for all. What was the logic in terms of choice of Iqbal Singh Lalpura, Sudha Yadav? We'll try and get more details, but certainly it is coming as a huge surprise because there was this anticipation that because there are several senior leaders of the party who are, who have been seen as veterans, senior ministers, it was being anticipated that they could be given a place of prominence because this is the highest decision-making body, as we keep talking about.
Sure.
And for Sansadiyya board, the parliamentary board being reconstituted and such new faces being included does come as a huge surprise.
Maria, I'm going to talk about the inclusions and the people who've been left out of the list. Shivraj Singh Chouhan removed and Mr. Yediyurappa being part of the list. I think Mr. Nitin Gadkari also doesn't feature in the list. What does it signify?
Yes, so I think the BJP wants to send a message that, they may be veteran leaders in terms of particularly, even what we are being told is that the Central Election Committee has been reconstituted as well. There is that list has come as well. It has just come. I'm going to, share it with the team. The Central Election Committee has been reconstituted as well. So the BJP has gone for a major haul. The Central Election Committee does have the same list, Sarbananda Sonowal and others. But as we have been saying, the big concern certainly was that what about, because there have been a lot of places, the fact that after the demise of Sushma Swaraj and Arun Jaitley and the elevation of Venkaiah Naidu as Vice President, there were several positions that were vacant in the BJP parliamentary board. The BJP going for a complete overhaul. There was a lot of anticipation as to who will be finding a place because, particularly that Shivraj Singh Chouhan has been winning states, winning Madhya Pradesh for the BJP, one of the veterans of the party, one of the senior most leaders in terms of the oldest chief ministers as well. Again, there was this anticipation that whether Yogi Adityanath will find a place because he has just won the state of Uttar Pradesh. Then there was this anticipation who will be the woman face in this, the Central Election Committee and also of the BJP parliamentary board. But the BJP, it appears, has gone for completely new faces. BS Yediyurappa finding a place of prominence in the BJP parliamentary board does come as a huge surprise. K. Laxman, again a big name. Srimati Sudha Yadav is the woman representation in this. But overall, when we look at it, yes, it's a list full of surprises. And that's what the BJP is known for. Have gone ahead and removed Mr. Nitin Gadkari, former BJP president. Again, exclusion is Shivraj Singh Chouhan. The message is that yes, you may have been the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh, winning it four times, but there is much more needed as far as the politics of the Central Election Committee and the Parliamentary Board is concerned, because the BJP Parliamentary Board is the highest decision-making body of BJP, it has 11 members in all. There were vacancies. We'll try and get details, Anusha, particularly of these names and what exactly is the reason behind these selections.
Sure. Maria, speaking to you broadly about how the BJP functions as a political party, this is the highest decision-making body. The inclusions and exclusions or removal from the list has a lot of significance, and we'll try and decode that for our viewers. But the surprises that the BJP has thrown is very, very characteristic of the party. They do that in most of the decisions they make, whether it's about picking a chief minister or their parliamentary board.
Yes, absolutely. Look, the presence of Rajnath Singh, one of the former party presidents, is not much of a surprise. But Nitin Gadkari, another party president being dropped, does come as a surprise. Yeah. Exclusion of Shivraj Singh Chouhan does come as a surprise. There was a lot of anticipation that perhaps, he could find a place. That Vasundhara Raje, who is the current vice president also of the BJP, could be elevated to the position could be elevated to the position in the parliamentary board. That has not happened. But the surprises have come in the form of names which were completely, not really thought of in the terms of their overall contribution in the BJP. So, we have perhaps overlooked the party thinks on a completely different line. Yeah. So, Sudha Yadav, what we are being told is a former member of the lower house of Lok Sabha, and presently she is the national secretary of the BJP. She was a member of 13th Lok Sabha from 1999 to 2004 and was elected from Mahendragarh in Haryana as a candidate of the BJP. So, Dr. Sudha Yadav finding a place in the BJP parliamentary board is coming as a huge surprise. But I won't be surprised, particularly with BS Yediyurappa and Sarbananda Sonowal. Yeah. Sarbananda Sonowal, because the BJP wants to send this message that it's a party which is looking at and has plans for southern part of India. That is why BS Yediyurappa, party veteran, someone who brings the core Lingayat vote, has been winning the state of Karnataka and won the state of Karnataka for the first time for the BJP, is dyed in the wool RSS man, and that is the reason why BS Yediyurappa's selection for the BJP parliamentary board is not much of a surprise. Sudha Yadav, yes, I would say. Iqbal Singh Lalpura, again, BJP is looking at Punjab favorably. Sarbananda Sonowal, the BJP wants to send a message to Northeast. So overall, this is a list which has been drafted keeping in mind the electoral calculations of the party, understanding fully well that there are certain catchment area where the party does hold a chance.
Talking about the electoral prospects and the calculations that BJP must have made as a political party, as Maria Shakil, our political editor, is talking about. Maria, the fact that the elections won't happen not just in the state of Karnataka, but they will also happen in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Shivraj Singh Chouhan being the chief minister there and being dropped is a huge surprise. It does indicate some change of winds within the party.
Yes, it does indicate that, but I think the BJP, because it has 18 states now in which it has its governments and that number is only increasing, they did not want to send a message that they would be antagonizing one group or a chief minister if he has won twice. For example, the state of Uttar Pradesh. Yeah. It was a historic win just a few months ago when the BJP won the state of Uttar Pradesh. The message was loud and clear that this victory was a huge victory. That is the reason why. That is the reason why we are looking at it from the point of view of message being sent to the chief ministers that you have to look at your state and the governance of the state as the priority. And overall, as far as the larger political messaging or the direction of the party is concerned, that will be left to the central leadership and particularly to the BJP parliamentary board. Let's discuss the Central Election Committee a little, Anusha, because, in that we are seeing the arrival of Bhupendra Yadav, Devendra Fadnavis, Om Mathur. Again, these are, the same list as far as the parliamentary board. 11 of them are present. Besides that,